What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the SH FIGUARTS Ultraman Kaiju Gomora. Alright, folks, finally giving Gomora here his due after being in so many videos as a size comparison. We're finally up to his review. And this is a cool figure. I mean, as you know, I love Kaiju, so I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I just kept getting postponed for one reason or another. And, yeah, but he's alright. It's a mixed bag on this one. For the most part, I really do like it, but it's not perfect, you know. But yeah, I do love the character a lot. One of my favorite Ultra monsters. Maybe my favorite Ultra monster, you know, because he's been bad, he's been good, and everything in between, and I just really dig him. He's got a lot of personality, you know, so I've spent so much time with him, you know. But let's look at some accessories first. He's got a couple different hands here, you know, this one and this one go together, and this one and this one go together. And they're pretty cool. They're not bad. You know, there's a lot of texture in them, which is cool. The paint on the nails is alright. There's a little scratch on this one, but it's fine because it's been around here. And maybe it got scratched on while being here. But very cool. I like the texture a lot. They're very nicely done. Now, the other two pieces are really, one is tiny, and one of the reasons why you haven't seen this review, I could not find this thing. It wasn't lost, per se, but I just kept missing it. It was in the box, and I had taped it down in another spot, but then I just kind of lost the insert of the box, and that's where I had taped it, so, you know, I just misplaced it. But there you go. You know what this is? This is a little stub of a nose when he gets his nose ripped out by Ultraman. So the nose, though, is really, the horn, the nose, it's a horn, is really tight on mine. So, yeah. But I'm going to pop that in there. That's how that looks. It's a cool little piece. But it's just that. It's so small. Ooh. Okay, there we go. That, yeah, you could imagine. You could imagine it being hard to keep track of. Alright, so his nose is back on. The other piece is another injury piece. And this is a cut-off tail, which is really nice. Sculpting is really great on it. Looks really good. I like the colors, a little orangey, a little red in there. The way it's cut looks good. Everything about it looks nice, you know. There's good shading on it. So to put that one on, just pop out the whole tail at the base. And then you just pop this one in. Really simple. There you go. That's how he looks there. With that. So pretty cool. You know, two essentials of the original Gomora here. Which is what you're getting. Yeah. Okay. So, that's the accessories. Let's take a look at him. Starting with his head sculpt. It's pretty cool. I like the horns, the little like zigzaggy designs on them. Are very faint on this one, but I dig that. I kind of dig that they're not like, you know, front and center, you know, so I like it. The eyes on mine are okay, but I feel like they almost a little cross-eyed. It's hard to say. They look more so in my camera than in person, so maybe I'm just looking at them weird. But I feel like something in the eyes are off. You let me know what you think of mine. In, you know, in those terms, and let me know if you have this figure, what you thought of yours, if you have the same problems. The teeth in the mouth are could have used another coat, I think, of white. but it's not like terribly sloppy. And I do like the dark red in the mouth. And then this big fang ear is like done pretty well, but it's a little different. It's more like a horn, you know. So it's a nice like ivory, and that looks all right. The one problem I've had with this guy is his jaw keeps falling out. So a little bit of movement there and the jaw falls out. So that's one, another little issue I'm having there. Same thing with the arm. With this arm, I keep getting it, falling out right there at that joint. And then this hand, yeah, look at that. That came out like with no effort at all. And there you go. I'm glad it did, actually. I'm glad this fell out. And I'm constantly having to shift that ball joint in there to align it properly. Let's see what we got here. Alright, that's it now. At least for now. So let's take a look at the rest of the body. It's really nice. The rest of the sculpting is great. You get a ton of wrinkles on this guy. Ton of folds. I love the chest. I love how it looks. I love the paint on it. Looks really nice, and I like how the lower you get, then you get a little more browns in there. So that looks really good. All, armory and stuff. And then on the back, you got this piece here that looks good. It's a more hard piece on him. Looks very nice. And then a lot of texture in the arms. You get a little protruding little spikes on his elbows. They're painted asymmetrically, and that's fine with me. So that looks pretty good. You got more a little spiky nail thing there. That looks good. Kind of the same as the toenails, and I think they look fine. They gradiate very well. The feet look pretty good. Again, asymmetrical on the paint, which I don't have a problem with at all. And then going up his legs, there's a lot of great wrinkles and folds, and that looks fantastic. Really nice looking all around. The tail looks really nice. Obviously you're getting a lot of segments here. We'll look at shortly, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good on the bottom. So let me just turn that around a little bit. So very nicely done. That looks great, in my opinion. Yeah, I like it a lot. Looks wise, it's, besides a couple of little small issues, it does look really, really great. Alright, let's do some articulation now. So, like I said before, the mouth opens pretty wide, and can go back and forth. It is on a ball joint, but it's kind of loose on mine. Then you got the head there on the ball joint. See? I'm going to leave it off for now. The neck as well. And then the base of the neck as well. That's pretty tight on mine. Then you got that, which hasn't happened to me, but hey, yep, that's what I'm talking about. You got a nice joint there. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go on the other side. Got the joint there. Got a floating piece here and another joint in here. So that's how that moves. And I know because this falls off on mine a lot too. And you got the wrist there. Well, the forearm there, I should say. And then the wrist, which you saw. All ball jointed. Most like to fall out. Then the waist. You got a big ball joint in the middle. You got a floating piece in the middle here, which always looks good. You don't really see a lot of joints or anything. That's what's great about all the monster arts, and they're spreading the love here as well to FIGUARTS. So to monster arts, come on. It's done pretty much in the same way. It just branding it a little differently here because the rest of the Ultraman line is. I put the mouth back on in the FIGUARTS now. All right, so you got ball joint at the hip, floating piece there, and then you got another joint there at the knee, so double jointed. it moves about that much, so I got another floating piece here. And then the foot has a good amount of motion there. Oh, okay. Move my camera too much there. So pretty good in the legs. Then at the back here, you saw that big ball joint there. You got a little joint here. This is a floating piece right in here. And then another joint here, floating piece here. Joint, joint, floating piece. You get it. Joint, joint, joints. Lots of joints, and more, even more as you go down. So really great articulated tail. You know, it can do a lot. It doesn't really fall out easy, which is nice. So pretty fantastic there. Not bad at all. Now let's do some size comparisons with this guy. How about a nice little pink Yoshi and a Donkey Kong, both of from Bam Presto, and your local little neighborhood store. How about a Marvel Legends Spider-Man? See how he looks. Yeah, can make it like he's the Tokusatsu Spider-Man. Although that guy never really grew big. Then we got some Ultramen. Got Jeed with his beam. A lot of my guys here have like their beams on and stuff. Oh, where you hit him without a beam? And then we got Orb with his sword. It's too big. There you go there. And of course, you got Ultraman himself. None of these guys want to cooperate perfectly with me. There you go. Cooperate. Here's with Ultraman. Pretty good. And let's do another guy here. We got Robot Spirits Evo 01. Pretty much the same size there. And last but not least, here is the Ultra Act Gamora, which is more of the Heisei Gamora. So you can see how they look together. This is a big, solid, chunky piece. Very different construction than you know, the new FIGUARTS stuff. But his head decides to explode on me. Same joint though, same joints. But there you go. If you were wondering, he's just a little bit bigger than him. They both look really good. His tail is bigger, but not as segmented. So, it's like coloration differences and stuff. Just a different Gamora, and love having them both. It's awesome. So there you go, guys. That is my review of the SH FIGUARTS Ultra Monster Gamora here. He is pretty awesome. You know, he has some faults. I've pointed him out, but for me, I still think he's awesome. I really do like him. Definitely, yeah. I've been, you know, pretty much all in on the SHF Ultraman line, with not the exception of just, you know, missed out on Dada. So Alien Dada, and yeah, I'm a little bummed about that. But I hope to get him at some point soon if I can find him for not a crazy price. Oh my god, prices are bad on that one, and it's not gonna be worth the amount. But we'll see what happens. You know, I kind of want to be all in on this line, so we shall see. But I got plenty more here to do in the Ultraman line, so definitely keep tuning in for those. But really happy to get Gamora out of the way. Hope you dug this review. Let me know your thoughts on this figure and the review, and anything else you want. Any questions you might have, put them below, you know, about this. I'll try to answer other questions too. Alright guys, that's all I got. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time, peace out, peeps.